dices ahorita que me quieres a tu lado, qué lindo sería.
10 games are set for round 30 in La Liga Santander, starting on Saturday. Fixtures, please. Yes. Mallorca travel to Getafe, Villarreal journey to Levante, Celta de Vigo are at home to Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid entertain Alaves, Elche play Athletic Bilbao in the Basque Country, also Osasuna go to Seville to play Real Betis, Granada entertain Rayo Vallecano, Cadiz go to Valencia, FC Barcelona are at home to the other Seville team, Sevilla, they won't like me calling them that, and Real Sociedad are at home to Espanyol. This is how the table looks heading into the round. Real atop the standings on 66 points. Sevilla, they are, 9 points off the pace. That looks to be an insurmountable gap even from here. Barca, right in their slipstreams on 54 points. Atletico round out the top 4. And Betis, Sociedad, Villarreal, Athletic Bilbao, Valencia and Osasuna round out the top 10. From the foot up, Levante, Alaves and Mallorca look to be in trouble, especially Levante, who looks as if they're fried this season. Cadiz looking over their shoulders nervously, as are Granada and Getafe. Elche would feel that they have enough cushion to keep them away from the dreaded relegation battle. Now, Barcelona have a chance to extend their 13-game unbeaten run against second-placed Sevilla on Sunday. A Barca win would take them above Sevilla into second place, behind Real Madrid. And joining us to discuss this game is our La Liga expert, the man Juan G. Arango. Juan, welcome back.
Hey, what's up? How are you? It seems like I hadn't seen you in a long time, or at least it seems like I'm in your living room every day.
There you go.
Depending on how you look at it.
We'll be back next week with the Champions League. The first question I want to ask you, insofar as Sevilla and Barca are concerned, when I've been seeing some articles, it may have been in El País or Marca, one of them, where in both publications, articles talking about Tony Martial. One particular article said that the Sevilla fans have already made up their minds about Tony Martial, and that opinion is the same as Manchester United fans have about Martial, which is that he's nothing worth the investment it would take to bring him to Sevilla on a permanent basis. You've seen him play in those colours. You know the temperature of the land. Is that sentiment accurate?
I think a lot of it is said in part with the necessity that they've had in order to produce, or the necessity he has in order to produce almost immediately, knowing that the stakes are high in both league play as well as, you saw it in European play as well. And not being able to do so, coming over from the Premier League, coming over from Manchester United, and many were touting him as a possible option in a very thin position to begin with. Yeah, you end up saying, well, maybe we need something else. Maybe we need something else that can give us a better impact, especially after knowing that they let Luke de Jong go. And, every time he comes off the Barcelona bench, at least it seems that way, he ends up producing. So you end up being in a position, if you're Sevilla, to start looking elsewhere. And I can understand it. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, because players sometimes need, I think it's more players from the Premier League need to adapt more to leagues in Europe than the other way around. And you start to see that a little bit more in Anthony Martial's case.
Yeah. Well, suddenly, Juan, I know you won't say suddenly, but it appears to be suddenly in the way that Billy Ocean, the famous Trinidadian, sang, suddenly. Anyway, suddenly, Barcelona are perhaps, Juan G. Arango, the most exciting side in Spain. They look to have one of the best squads in La Liga all of a sudden. They look to be masters of their own destiny in Europe. They're heading into this Sevilla clash in full confidence, Juan G. Arango. Could we see them humble Sevilla the way they did Real Madrid in El Clásico not so long ago?
Sure, I mean, winning begets winning. Winning changes mentalities, goals change games, and we've seen that throughout. And it looks like Xavi towards the end ended up being right that he needed time. Although it's funny to hear Ronald Koeman said, I didn't get enough time. And we're like, wait a second. Xavi did it pretty much 4 times faster than you ever could have. but that's another question for another time. But all that being said, you see that he's been able to maximize players. He's been able to not only do that, but also be able to bring back the confidence of certain players, give players that came in during the winter transfer market a new lease on life, if you will, as far as their respective careers. And for the most part, they've all been able to produce at a very high level. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being pretty much the number one case for that argument, if you want to look at it from that perspective. But you see that he's been able to sell this theory, this philosophy, and players that want to go play at Barcelona understand that it's close as it's going to get. Is it Guardiolistic? Maybe not so much. Maybe there's a lot of Luis Enrique in Xavi's philosophy, but it's still really effective, at least right now. And if you look at it right now, not talking about La Liga, if you want to switch it over to the Europa League, I don't think there's a team in the Europa League that can match up against Barcelona as of right now.
Yeah, the firepower they have, Juan, is awesome. And firepower is awesome when the attacking players are scoring and are producing. And Barca's players are producing, they are scoring. To the extent, I've heard Memphis Depay rumblings that, he may leave next season because he's not king of a castle he thought he would have had the runoff when one El Messi left.
Well, that and understand who the coach was and understand his responsibilities. But yes, the scoring is great. And like you said before, the scoring's great. Goals change games, all these other things that you can say. But the most successful aspect about this Barcelona side, when was the last time you saw Barcelona pressure high and pressure incessantly and pressure the way that they've been doing the past couple of weeks? That's the key to Barcelona. That actually, more than the possession, ended up being the key. Because when the opposition would get the ball, they'd have to think quick. They'd have to anticipate what they were going to do. But also the pressure was so incessant, they didn't know what to do with it because there were so many spaces that were already tied up, that there were so many angles that were being covered. And maybe they'd have one or two touches and immediately Barcelona would once again get possession, which is what you're seeing again right now. And you start looking at it, and you're saying, well, that's maybe the primary reason why Barcelona are able to control and tip the scales in their favor as of right now.
Would you agree with me, Juan, that Ousmane Dembele, the lavishly talented Frenchman, there's no doubting his talent, but he's had so many issues, especially injury-related. Would you agree that many people would praise Xavi for his seeming transformation, although, to be fair, Dembele has played well in patches for the coaches who had him before. But Xavi seems to have him in a very particularly nice place. And many people would credit him for Dembele's consistency. But would you also credit the player, Juan, maybe for a kind of maturity, knowing that each time he goes out there, he has to prove something because of the difficulties he endured before Xavi came and how the club were seemingly disrespecting him as a professional and effectively turfing him out of the camp now. That maturity has bled itself into his performance to go along with the coach's impact on him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, maturity, necessity of being able to, well, if I'm not going to be here, well, I better make a good impression as well for my next employer. I mean, we can also look at it from that perspective. And if he's able to perform, which he has, it puts him in a good negotiating position because keep in mind, one of the sticking points in the negotiations has been that Dembele and his agents have been quite steadfast about what he wants his client to be paid. And I understand that. But then Barcelona find themselves in a position, okay, fine, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? But if you look at it from the professional standpoint, it helps him in the dressing room. It helps get back his confidence. And more importantly, it makes him a more viable option and gives Barcelona a bit more depth. I mean, it's great to see that he's been able to do this. But what's most important is that now you can look at the bench. Oh, I have him. I have a good option here. I can use him. And Xavi does not hesitate to be able to bring him in.
Excellent. We look forward to the match of the round, Juan, and look forward to your analysis of the Champions League games to come next week. All the best.
See you then.
Good. Juan G. Arango, or La Liga expert, speaking to us about round 30 in Spain's top-flight competition, La Liga Santander. Now, as we go to the break, Sportsmax is on the hunt for the La Liga Ultimate Expert. It's a promotion, and it was launched on March 27. It will run until May 22. Viewers will be invited to partake of 12 challenges with one winner to be picked from each challenge. The 12 winners will then clash in the showdown, final showdown, hate saying that, but yeah, it communicates what needs to be communicated. For a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip for two to Spain. The Dress to Impress challenge is currently ongoing. All you have to do is submit a photo of yourself cheering and wearing your favorite team's colors. These can be the colors of the home kit, the away kit, or the alternate kit. And when I say kit, the jersey will suffice, all right? So don't think you have to have the shorts and the socks as well. Photos should be sent to digitalmedia@sportsmax.tv. Hold on. digitalmedia@sportsmax.tv on or before April 4. Let me give you the address again. digitalmedia@sportsmax.tv on or before April 4. They will then be posted on our social media page. The photo with the most likes will be declared the winner. Make sure to follow Sportsmax on social media for more details.
Si tú me dejas, te invito a que vayamos al estadio, que empieza la liga. Yo sé que me dices que sí.
Keep watching Sportsmax on YouTube for live and exciting sports. Subscribe to Sportsmax on cable and download the Sportsmax app to watch anytime, anywhere.